Hello beautiful people, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. Today we're checking out Resident Evil teaser trailer. A new Resident Evil movie is coming out. And for those of you who don't know, this is basically my favorite franchise ever. I'm obsessed with this franchise. I've been obsessed with this franchise since I was a kid, since the first OG game that came out in 1996. Yeah, so I've been there since the beginning. As for the live action movies, I did watch them all. I actually have them all here on Blu-ray. What is there to say except for they're just good popcorn movies? Well, the how do you say her name? Mila Jovovich movies? They're good popcorn movies. Just fun, dumb movies, theater movies. The Netflix one was okay, the TV show. And boy, oh boy, welcome to Raccoon City. What were they thinking? The casting? I'm not gonna get into that. For now, let's check out this movie. Yeah, I don't have high hopes. Like when someone adapts a video game into a movie, you gotta check your expectations, man. There's been some bad history. There's some really good ones too, but for Resident Evil, yikes. As I said, I treated the Mila Jovovich movies as just dumb, fun popcorn movies. The CGI were fun. It was funny seeing the characters interact with each other. I know nothing about this. I knew a Resident Evil movie was coming out, but I haven't checked any trailer or nothing. I don't know who the director is. So, without further ado, let's check this out, shall we?
Hello? I had a little bit of a problem on the road. I was wondering if I could
Dude,
use your phone.
is he getting to the baker's home or what?
Hello?
Feels like it. Zach Krieger.
Sorry.
Oh, I actually didn't watch that movie yet. I've been wanting to. I've been hearing good things about it. I didn't watch this too.
Hey babe, look, I'm really sorry that we got disconnected earlier, but some things have happened. I'm in like a seriously fucked up
Shotgun?
situation right now.
Your best friend survival horror game? Oh my god, he's trying to
And it
grab
looks
the
like there's
key
a chance
and the
that
body
we might not
gets...
get to talk to each other again.
At first I thought that was Mr. X, but... Dude, what the hell? Interesting, okay, it's definitely a more horror focused, that's for sure.
I just wanted you to know.
Oh jeez, that's a lot of blood.
I love you.
You know, it actually feels like a Silent Hill movie, funny enough. I guess he should have directed the new Silent Hill movie instead of that guy. Alright, run it back. I'm gonna take it slow for now. I'm gonna dissect each scene. Well, it is a teaser, so there's not much to say. This does remind me of the Baker's home. Just the vibes and how he gets into an abandoned home. Welcome to the family, son. Feels like Jack's gonna pop out of nowhere. There's gotta be some Easter eggs, man. There's gotta be. It's a Resident Evil movie after all. Alright, I don't know why I muted this. You can just pause it if you want to.
Sorry.
Yeah, man, I gotta check these two movies beforehand.
Hey babe,
You know what I love?
look,
The wallpaper. I've gone through this franchise on the channel from 0 to 9 to the latest one, Requiem. I love it when they use wallpaper indoors. It feels so good. Even though it's a survival horror genre, it feels so cozy. It feels lived in with all the clutter, the wallpaper, and some of it just peeled
I'm really
off.
sorry that we got disconnected earlier, but
Oh my god. Speaking of Easter eggs,
Some, um,
is there a green herb? Is there a freaking green herb? I think it is. Cool, cool, cool. Okay.
some things have happened. I'm in like a seriously fucked up situation right now.
Yeah, this is such a Resident Evil moment when he needs a key item to progress. Once he gets close to the key item, something happens. A scripted event happens.
And it looks like there's a chance that we might not get to talk to each other again.
Yeah, dude, what the hell with Mr. X? Well, I'm calling him Mr. X. I don't know what that is for now. He really let himself go. Mr. X. More like Mr. X large. Yeah, this is new. This actually reminds me of that scene in Smile 2, where all the people get merged, well, not merged together, just attached to each other and chase the main character. Like, as I've said, it feels like a Silent Hill movie. Okay, normal zombies, we get normal zombies, of course.
I just wanted you to know.
Yeah, that's a lot of blood. Huh. Oh, is it written by him too? It is written by him. Okay. Written and directed by him. Coming out this year. Wow. Exclusively in theaters. Alright, so IGN also put out a breakdown with the director himself regarding the trailer, which is awesome.
This is for sure, bar none, my most visually gonzo movie.
Let me put in the captions for you guys.
All right, I'm Zach Kreger. This is the teaser for Resident Evil, which is coming out September 18th. Okay, so basically,
Oh, dude, come on. Have you played the games? You should have planned the release for September 28th. Missed opportunity there, only 10 days.
rule for this movie was to just try and make a movie that felt like my experience of playing the games, that could live in the world of Resident Evil. So this, I feel like this movie takes place alongside the events of Resident Evil 2. I like to think that, everything that's going on in the police station could be happening in this world. This is just another dude on another
So yeah, this is just another perspective.
And like what's going on with him. So yeah, I mean, it's not canon in that I'm not using the characters, but it's canon in that it lives in the actual day of reckoning and Raccoon City.
So we can get a point of reference, I guess.
So this movie follows the characters. He's outside of Raccoon City. He's got to get into the center of it, and we're kind of
good luck
as he goes through this gauntlet of set pieces. He gets deeper and deeper into town, and so, what I love about the games is that, every set piece brings with it unique, new horrors.
Yeah, man, that's what I love. That's, sorry for pausing it. It's a reaction video. And, yeah. What I love about the games is that each one really feels different enough from the other ones. So anyone can have a favorite Resident Evil game, which is awesome, which is cool. I love that. Some people actually have their favorite Resident Evil game being RE6, which I find that cool. I actually find that cool, even though that's not like in my even top 10 RE games. Still, that's cool.
And so I wanted the rhythm to feel like it was always changing, it was always shifting. You were always facing increasingly bigger dangers, and you had to be aware of resource management and health and things like that. So I really did use a lot of of cues,
survival horror aspects, basically.
This thing out, and so yeah, it's a love letter to the games.
A love letter to the games.
Fully, obsessively love. All right, so
we've heard that before.
I love about Resident Evil is the graduation from gun to gun to gun.
So it seemed like this guy played the games at least.
That's the first weapon that he acquires. As he progresses, he'll graduate to the shotgun. and then ultimately he'll get an MP5.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the fun things about playing these games is whenever you get the new weapon,
That's
you're
neat.
like, oh, fucking thank God. And so his character kind of has that reaction as he does it. A lot of this movie is like third person, so there's a steady cam following Austin, our actor, and it was really a dance between him and our camera operator. So when I had a really wide lens and we're kind of over his shoulder, and so when he looks left, we like pivot around to look left.
So I guess he played the remake
swing around
games.
and look right. So I really tried to incorporate just the visual language of the games into the movie. There's also a fair amount of first person shooter stuff in this movie that is the games utilize sometimes, but really,
are you telling me, dude, if you're gonna include like third person and first person elements, you have to include fixed camera perspective too, as a nod at least? Come on. Also, is this gonna be like that Doom movie with The Rock?
just like you
guys remember that scene, the first person scene?
And when they look right, you look right. When they look up, you look up, and just letting that be the most common visual language of the movie, I should say, is very much from the games. This is for sure, bar none, my most visually gonzo movie.
Gonzo.
By far. The great thing about how I like to play Resident Evil, especially the first time I play one of the games, I like to go really slow through the world and just kind of drink
as
in
you should.
And try and immerse myself. I'm pretending I'm there, like we all probably do when we play games. So Austin is our main character, Brian, I should say. He's moving slowly through this world. So if you've seen any of my other movies, I like to kind of like creep through these dreadful spaces.
Yeah, I gotta check out Weapons and what's the other one? Barbarian?
For a guy like
I gotta
me
check
who
them
likes
out.
to just really take his time turning down a hallway, opening a door, and waiting for that Jack in the Box moment. And so that's kind of what Austin's doing here, as he finds this abandoned farmhouse. I was a massive fan of Austin after working on Weapons.
You know what he reminds me of? Ethan. Ethan is basically just your generic everyday guy in RE7, and that's why it wasn't first person. Well, one of the reasons it wasn't first person. Basically, the player is in the protagonist's footsteps, experiencing those events firsthand.
I'm a bigger fan of him after making Resident Evil with him. He's so fascinating. He's the perfect avatar for the viewer. And what I wanted to do a Resident Evil movie where you're not following a badass with military training. You're following your average gamer. Like
so no, Leon, no.
Like if I was thrust into a Resident Evil game, I would be terrified and I would be missing 95% of the shots I took. I would have to learn the guns as I go.
Fair enough.
I've played with an MP5, for however many thousands of hours playing video games. But if I have one in my hand, I'm like, where's the safety? How does this work? And so I think it's just kind of fun to be following somebody with no combat experience whatsoever as they're walking through hell with a machine gun. What he's carrying is important, and he doesn't know the whole picture when he accepts the job of what he's been tasked with. And Austin is just kind of this like perfect, very lovable, but by no means badass guy. And his reactions to the horrors is I love it.
And it looks like there's a chance that we might not get to talk to each other again.
I just really love the idea of like you're moving through a sewer. You have no idea.
Dude, what's up with Resident Evil and sewers?
Corner and you see a gigantic,
seriously,
obese, naked, hairless man just sitting facing you. It's like, to me, it's just like
I'd be terrified.
What is about to go down? I like the question there. And what does go down, I am also
this
happy.
Pale blob.
Honestly, it's like
just part
of the inspiration for the look of this guy comes from the book Blood Meridian. There's a character called the Judge in that book who's
interesting.
Described as like a 7 foot tall, maybe albino, hairless man, and I love the image of that guy. And so this is just my little nod to one of my favorite books of all time. And it's like I don't have a nemesis in this movie, that the games use, which is like this gigantic hulking.
Oh, that's why they're showing this. Okay.
Terminator that's following you, but this is also like a little bit of a nod to the nemesis.
All right, I see it. Dude, what's up with this?
Away of whatever it is
enemy
that's coming out of the door, but I will say that there's a mechanic that I've put into this movie that is It might be in some of the games, and I just can't remember it being in some of the games, but basically it's a way the infected interact with each other. And it's something that kind of pursues him throughout the movie.
I
And
guess
so
there are some
I don't want to
enemies
say
like
too
that
much,
in
but
Revelations
I'm really
2,
excited for how this
if I remember
specific creature,
correctly.
for lack of a better term, how it changes and how it evolves over the course of the film is really fun.
How it
Believe it or not, this
evolves.
movie doesn't utilize zombies that much. It's much more focused on like the weird creature stuff than the zombies. There's
Oh,
really only
cool.
2 scenes, maybe 3 actually, now that I think about it, where there's like proper zombie stuff going on, and 2 of those 3 are in this trailer. There's this one right here, and then there's the one where he's running through the city streets and zombies are like detonating around him.
Exploding,
but other than
basically.
that, it's not I wouldn't call this like a zombie movie
Huh.
necessarily. I just feel like you have this opportunity for the T virus to do all these really fascinating things
Yeah,
to the
I
human body
actually
and
like
to the world
that.
around you. And so
I like that
just
he's
limit it
utilizing
to zombies feels like
some
a
messed up
squandered opportunity.
bioweapons,
So I tried
like the ones
to-
we
I
see
tried
throughout
to,
the franchise.
really vary it up.
Some things have happened.
I do love the bioweapons.
Okay, great.
games.
So I'm glad you picked on
Hunter is
on
my
the
favorite
drawers
enemy.
and the empty shotgun, because one of the things that like is so integral to playing Resident Evil is you're constantly searching for healing items and ammunition, right? And that's what he's doing in these scenes.
Is he
where he's
gonna
going
manage
through
his
the drawers.
inventory
He's found
too?
a shotgun. He's got no shells. He's got to find the shells. So he's got to like comb this house for these like vital, bits of ammunition. And so you can't really do a proper, love letter to the games.
Gotta look for these hip pouches.
So I've also hidden some. I think you can see one in this trailer. Maybe there's a plant.
Oh my
Screen
god.
left over his right shoulder. You can kind of
Like I
see
said,
it. In the
yeah.
movie, the shot pulls back farther and you can see it. But I took the green herb from Resident Evil 4 and I replicated the bucket
RE4
exactly. You can see the bucket there
specifically.
at the very end of that shot with the horizontal copper striping on it, and the herb is like
Okay.
is like exact for the Resident Evil 4
Interesting.
thing, which is probably the game I've played the most out of this series. Is
Oh, that's why.
Even though this probably lives in the world of 2, I just wanted to use a little bit of 4 in here, just because it's my favorite. And I also have some other items from 4 that are kind of scattered around in this movie that people will notice. As much as 4 is the game I've played the most, I don't think it's very scary. 4 does not do nearly as much atmospheric heavy lifting as later games do.
All right, so 4
for
is
me, the
his
scariest moment
favorite.
of any Resident Evil game is in 8,
Cool.
when you're being pursued by the giant baby in the dark of that the basement.
Oh, that's a good one.
Some of the games after 4, I think, actually do a better job of building dread.
Yeah, 4 is my favorite too.
suspense,
It's just
terror. But the reason that I keep coming back to 4
it's just
is
some
because
good
the
junk
world
food.
is so big, the game is so
good.
huge, the mechanics are fantastic, and it does lean a little bit more action than
there's
some
also
of
a
the
lot of
more
nostalgia
horror-centric ones. But
involved
I don't
with
know.
it.
I find it
With my
so-
opinion of
so
it, I guess, yeah.
relentlessly playable. I'm always interested in how it kind of goes from location to location to location, and you got to.
Because I played it to death when it came out on the
you're
GameCube.
on like a Indiana Jones Temple of Doom kind of mine cart thing going around. There's just like
Dude.
There's so much to do in that game, and I think that that's something that I really dug.
A director who's making a Resident Evil movie is
mansion
actually
and
talking
you've
about the
got to unlock a
minecart
room,
section
and
in
then go here and
RE4.
another room.
That's
You're
insane.
moving through a world, and so that's something that I really took from that game in particular. And one of the other things that is in this movie that comes directly from the games is the need for keys and for padlocks being barriers. If you've ever played one of these games, you know that you always come to a locked door.
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have what you need to get to the other side, and you have to go through hell to get the key to get out of here. And so that happens, I'd say, about 4 times over the course of this movie, where he's like, what is with all the fucking padlocks, man? Anyone who's played the games will recognize exactly, what I'm doing.
I had a little bit of a problem on the road. I was wondering if I could use your phone.
It takes place almost in real time, but not really. There's a lot of time jumps, but yeah, it takes place over the course of one evening. I'm sort of existing just adjacent to it because I'm not obsessed with the timeline. For me, it's like this is the first night that the T virus is broken out, and in this movie, it is like started in Raccoon City, and he's got to go straight into the eye of the storm, and so that's the deal. So I believe that, you know, when Leon arrives at the police station, that's still kind of like day zero, right? Where shit's you know, freshly
Wait,
gone
really?
wrong. So that's the timeline. Now I know that Raccoon City gets
I thought
nuked,
RE3 takes place before
and
RE2.
I'm a little fuzzy
Well, it takes place before
on
and
the
after.
timeline of when the nuke drops
There's
versus
also
the day
Outbreak.
Leon, you know, sets foot in the police station. That nuking doesn't happen in this movie, which is why I'm not totally like brushed up on all that stuff.
Well, I don't know if the
But
Outbreak games are
so yeah,
canon to the
this
timeline.
exists in like day one.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Shit just went south. I was very, very fortunate to have a studio and a production company that really supported me and never
Why are the captions showing?
got in the way of well, you know, we got to make sure we're doing X, Y, or Z. Like
No idea.
I was given nothing but support, and so I know there's all kinds of horror
That's
stories
cool.
you hear about filmmakers dabbling with IP and running into all sorts of frustrations, but I truly didn't have that.
Okay. Well, that actually gives me a little bit of hope. I'm still checking my expectations. I'm cautiously optimistic now, at least after watching this interview. At least he played the games, at least he, you know, finished the games. And the movie doesn't necessarily adapt the stories from the games, it just takes the world of Resident Evil and gives us a perspective through like a normal generic guy that's just going through hell. Basically Ethan in Raccoon City. I already feel better about this movie because of this interview. I'm glad I watched it. Alright guys, let me know down below if you're hyped for this movie. What are your thoughts on this teaser? And might as well just let me know what's your favorite Resident Evil game as well. And if you enjoyed this video and if you love Resident Evil in general, I have like playlists of most of the Resident Evil games on the channel. I still have to go through Revelations 1 and 2 and the other spin-off games, but I went through 0 to 9 and the remix as well, and both Outbreaks. So if you're interested, check it out. And with that being said, I'll be seeing you in the next one. Take care, guys.